energetically, I still feel like we're early 20s. It's just,
Absolutely. I
it's just,
literally feel that way. I look at myself, I'm like, girl, you are not 35. Calm down.
you look the same. You literally look the
I
same.
feel
It's,
like so do you though.
I know. It's, but, and like, and I don't even say this in like an ego way. It's just, I'm thankful that aging is not hitting me hard.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. But
I know, because sometimes I look and I'm like, okay, I like you. Some people do look their age more, but I feel like we didn't get that.
no. Welcome to another episode of Graphic Content, the podcast where we talk all things who, why, and what the. Now, today's guest is a special human in my life. Someone that I've known for how long? Actually, how long have we known each
I
other?
think it's been like 2013, maybe 2013, 2014.
Is that when you were in
No,
Toronto?
yeah, but actually, I met you before that though, because from Sarah when you guys are in school
I
together, and I
feel like
came to
it's been
visit.
almost. So it's been like 20 years, is what you're
Yeah, it's
saying?
only been 20 years.
That's
Crazy.
honestly fucking crazy. That's so
So
nuts.
old.
But so to
Still
intro you,
looking young.
yeah, I know, right? I'm like forever young. I honestly, one of my like favorite things these days is when people are like, "You look so much younger." I'm like,
I know, right? Like that's literally the best compliment. Thank
keep saying it, keep saying it. But so you have worked in the fashion industry for 15 years. You have been a
More.
clothing designer. Longer, actually. Yeah, your
Yeah.
family business.
Yeah.
And you also just co-founded Jessica Laura, which is your new label.
Yeah, super exciting.
Jessica
Started that.
Feinstein.
Yeah, yes,
Je-
it's
yeah.
so exciting.
Oh my god. Honestly, it's so exciting when I'm seeing people in my life who are just making shit happen.
What we used to do in Toronto, and look where we are today.
Say that again.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I think about back in the day when we were like a couple of club rats.
Really, with my pink hair.
Oh my god, those are the days though. I feel like that was like the setup for where we are today. I feel like all of those nights going out, like you kind of like collect data, as cheesy as that sounds, for your future career.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
You just got back from Italy.
I did. We went we're starting to work on our spring summer 26 already. Yeah. So right now we're showing our fall 2025, which has been going like absolutely amazing. We've had
Hmm.
such a good reaction to it, which is always so exciting to hear when people like what you're doing.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah. So now we'll be going there 3 times over between now till June, and it's gonna do 3 separate trips to create our whole spring summer collection for next year. So
It's
that's
so wild. Like I know it's always a year in advance, basically, like when it comes to the fashion industry, but like how are you even how do you even go about knowing what's gonna be trending in a year?
yeah, it's honestly really difficult. I mean, because we do work in Europe. Europe is already like ahead of the times when it
Yes.
comes to fashion.
Hmm.
So that helps a bit. And then we also do lots of just researching, a lot of through social media, through like trend forecasting
Hmm.
websites, who do a lot of the work of like looking what colors are going to be
Hmm.
going and what certain styles and aspects. So we do spend a lot of time doing that, and then we'll create our own mood boards based on that. And then a lot of it is just like, you go through all their fabric books and then kind of pick through that. It's just so many different components. And I didn't even really realize it until we started doing it ourselves,
Hmm.
like just how much there really is to it. So, so yeah, it's a lot, but it's exciting and it's fun.
And you're creating it from the ground up. That is something that as creatives, we go into something where we're like, okay, I have the skill. I can bring it to the table, but
Yeah.
what do I bring all facets of myself? Because it's not just designing clothes. it's like a really a 360 experience.
Yeah, and it's just like trying to really figure out who your customer is, what they like, what they don't like, because there's definitely a lot of things that are misses how that we
Mhm.
create that are misses, because you are also points guessing. So we're just like I feel like last fall was really that was when we started. Basically, we've just been selling business to business, and now we're working on selling business to consumer also.
Mhm.
So we're the first year was really just testing it out with our stores. And this fall, I feel like for the collection that we're showing now and over the next month or so for all the shows we have, it's just really hit and like people are just really obsessed with it. So
Mhm.
that's like really great. And then you just kind of got to work off of that for the next seasons going forward.
So I really love the fact that you're able to have your finger in so many pots, I guess, when it comes to Jessica Laura. Like you're really involved in everything from the ground up.
Yes. We are also getting to do our own photo shoots. So, like, scouting the models, scouting the
Mhm.
locations, and like going to pick everything we want, the back the sets and stuff, which is really cool because I like never even really thought about that part of getting to do it, which is a whole nother creative aspect to it, which is so
Mhm.
much fun. I really love doing that. And being on set for the day and getting to see what we create. And I mean, like everything that we've done so far, I'm really proud of. It looks so
You should
amazing.
be.
And it was like, I was like, wow, I could really see this in a
Yeah.
magazine.
You went to school in LA for a bit. Did you go to FITM?
I went to FITM back in like 2008. I went for the merchandise marketing program. And honestly, like I would struggled in school when I was younger. Like I was not the best student. I found it really difficult because I didn't really like the classes, and I finding things like how certain math would relate to real life. I was like, what is this? And then when I went to fashion school and like every class you took really applied to like this is how you're going to use it in real like life. Like our
Mhm.
math class was how you calculate like markup and how when you're buying product and then how it gets from one price to the other. So it's stuff that you actually use,
Use,
which
yeah.
yeah, which was amazing. And I really got into school there. But because it was in the US, the price was very expensive. So
Mhm.
and I didn't have enough to go for the second year. It was a 2-year program. So at that point I kind of had to pivot and I went to George Brown in
Mhm.
Toronto and did the fashion business program there. And while there, I didn't find it as helpful because I had kind of worked in my parents' showroom off and on since I was really young.
Yeah.
Started like playing there to like eventually working there. I felt that I had actually had so much real life experience. I was
Girl.
going to shows and just being immersed in the showroom and doing data and stuff for them that like I felt at times I knew more than what I was learning. And like sometimes the teachers would even ask me questions about like the shows and stuff. Like, what's the show in the States like? And I was like, okay. So I felt like I knew even more
Uh-huh.
sometimes.
You're like, "I could take your
Yeah,
job."
literally. So I felt like I just kind of breezed through there and I didn't really learn as much, but I had already had such a good foundation from just really working with my parents.
Mhm. So talk to me a little bit about the family business because that is where the foundation of where you are now has kind of like set you up.
I am actually fourth generation in our family. It started with my great grandfather, then my grandfather, my dad, and now me. And they actually
Wow.
started off in evening wear and then transitioned into bridal, and they're manufacturing that. And then my grandfather started a sales agency, and then when he got sick, my dad stepped into work. My mom was modeling for my dad, and that's how they met.
Oh my
And then
god.
my mom now works in the agency too, and she actually is the other half of Jessica Laura. Me and her are
Mhm.
have created this collection together. So
Mhm.
it really is a whole family business. My uncle works with us as well. So it's cool. And then Sarah, my sister, does all of our graphics for our website, her with her partner, and she helps out on the photo shoots. And it's really a whole family business.
I love it. I just and the
Yeah.
crossover, I mean, I've been around you guys so much that I know the Feinsteins very well, and it's an interesting dynamic to see the family dynamic, but then also the fact that you're all working together, you all collaborate together, both
Yeah.
personally and professionally. It's really a lot. I feel like a lot of families would not be able to do what you guys are doing because there'd be a lot of ego involved. I think there'd be, it's there's you bring shit to the table, and I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but
Oh,
to
yeah.
I'm sure you could tell me. I mean, I know you could tell
Yeah.
me, but it's as a third party watching, it's really impressive to see how, and you all work very hard. You're achieving very well. So to see it, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I love to see it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting dynamic for sure. There's definitely we butt our heads sometimes. Like
Hmm.
one thing person thinks they know something, and I mean, my parents definitely do know more, but sometimes it's bringing in a different perspective and a younger perspective of how
Hmm.
I think things are going to work, and especially when it comes to like the social media and that kind of aspects where they don't know as much.
Yeah.
And then we also have Sarah, who's been building brands for the past 10 years, and she really knows a lot and a lot of stuff that I wouldn't even think of. And she's been such an amazing help with all that. And even with all the photo shoots, even though she's in India, she's
I
on with
know.
us at like 3 o'clock in the morning, her time, just on the photo shoots with us. And she's been really amazing to work with. And they've
That's
just created,
amazing.
yeah, so much for us. So it's really great. But there definitely is lots of butting and difference of opinions. But I think we're just really gotten a lot better at being able to communicate that.
Hmm.
And sometimes, like, you just need some space. And like, actually, Sarah got my soul map read for me, and it
Hmm.
it ended up being like 50 pages of talking like in depth about me and the kind like how I act in certain ways. And then I got my mom to read it. So she's like, okay, this is how you're gonna really understand me. And I'm like, one of my things is that I'm not really good at responding to something like if someone's like attacking you about something, I
Hmm.
need time to process it. And I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
read this. And now like we've used that with our communicating and it's actually worked really well. Where like it just takes me like a little bit of time and then I come back and
I love
yeah, it's
it. So
great.
what was it like? Is it like human design? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Sarah found this woman and she got hers done and she's like, "Oh, I think you should do it for you." So like for my
Hmm.
birthday, she got that done for me and it's actually like so interesting. Tells you like literally everything about you and so much of it was very accurate.
So what was your like label that you got?
I'm a manifester.
What kind? So am I.
I'm just a manifester. It's not like the generator, it's just manifester.
I got
What ones are you?
I got emotional manifester.
Oh, I'm emotional too. Wait, are
Sisters.
you a Cancer?
No, I'm like very close to you. No, I'm a
Oh.
Gemini.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know
I
your birthday is in June.
Yeah, that's so funny because so Sarah, to give context, so Sarah and I went to school together. We lived in a co-op, a student co-op, and then through Sarah, I met Jessica. We've been in love
Yeah,
ever since, and
exactly.
and so, but Sarah I think was the second person because I had been told about human design by someone. I cannot remember right now, but then this in the same week, Sarah, we had Skyped or FaceTimed, and she was talking about it, and she's like, "Oh, have you ever heard of this?" And I was like, "Okay, this is the second time I'm hearing about this within a week. I need to look into this." There's to me, like that's saying something to me, right? And,
Absolutely.
and so I looked into it, and I ended up getting the like 50-page
That's what mine is too.
document on it, and seeing it, one of the things that was very eye-opening for me was the like energy cycles, and how like you
Yes.
can get, so this where it tells you you get rushes of energy and inspiration, and then you need like rest.
Yes, I get very fatigued.
Because you kind of like go hard, go big or go home, and then but
Yeah.
that also isn't, if we worked a 9 to 5, that wouldn't work per se because we can kind of, not that we don't work every day, but we can make our own hours, right? And so
Yeah,
it kind of
exactly.
lends itself a bit better. But so you're finding it useful to use that in your like day-to-day life?
Yeah, I actually do. I need my rest
Hmm.
because I like exerting energy.
Yeah.
I get very tired. But yeah, no, I actually found it really helpful. I want my mom to do hers, but she doesn't know like the time she was born.
Mm,
So then it can't be as accurate, and I feel like
yeah.
you need some accuracy for that.
Yeah, I know, because we're lucky that we were born. I really like in my mind. I want to just. I energetically, I still feel like we're, you know, early 20s. It's just
Absolutely. I
it's just
literally feel that way. I look at myself, I'm like, "Girl, you are not 35. Calm down."
you look the same. You literally look the
I
same.
feel
It's
like so do you though.
I know. It's but and like and I don't even say this in like an ego way. It's just I'm thankful that aging is not hitting me hard.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. But
I know, 'cause sometimes I look and I'm like, "Okay, I like you." Some people do look their age more, but I feel like we didn't get that.
no, and I will say this, I went to and this is actually almost this is 9 years ago. So even I was almost a decade younger than I am now. I went to a wedding. I was like a plus one with a friend of mine, and I went to this wedding, and it was her relative who we all went to school together with a bunch of people. And I remember going, and even then, so I would have been like 28 at the time, and I was like, I look really good compared to these people. Like, I don't want to talk shit, but like for being like, you know what I mean? You're like, you look back, and you're like,
Yeah,
I'm thankful.
so thankful. So,
Thank you,
so
God,
thankful.
for all this bod.
The Italian genes
Yeah.
running strong.
Oh my god. So perfect transition. I do want to talk about Italy because you and your mom have been traveling a lot there, and I want you to talk a little bit about your experience going there. And like I'm genuinely interested in the process of like what's going to be trending, the fabrics, textiles, etc. Like just talk to me about that whole experience.
So we go to Italy every like 2 to 3 months. We're in Florence. We'll stay in Florence, and we actually work in Prato, which is about 30 minutes outside. And in there, they have about like 4 to 5 thousand factories, all with different
Whoa.
fabrics, different commodities. There's lots of stamperias where they're the textile factories where it's just like thousands and thousands of different kind of textiles that you got to go through. We go through showrooms. We're looking at different bodies. We're looking at different yarns and knits, and it's so interesting. Like it's just such a heavy area, and you
Mhm.
wouldn't even know about this place. And yeah, we spend 4 to 5 days at a time. It's just you're in and out of factories all day long, really just developing. You go back and forward, you're taking pictures, you're writing everything down, then you have to go back and look at everything that you kind of put together, and then things will get cut, and yeah, you're adding things, but you're really starting from the very beginning of scratch, and then going through all the motions of it, and it's really interesting, and I love it.
I would love it too. I feel like it's the initial phases of selecting and you're
Yeah,
creating like that. That's got to be
touching,
so
feeling,
fun.
like there's just so many different aspects to it. And yeah, you really it's such and also like the best part is you're getting to travel also, and you're getting to see the world, and it's Italy now, but we're going to start looking at other places as well, going to different places. You're getting different commodities. So yeah, I love being able to also just do this with my parents. Like it's
Mhm.
how this is something I'll remember for my whole life, that I've really gotten to create this with my mother. So
That's
it's
so
pretty cool.
special. That's so
Yeah.
special. And like your
Yeah.
mom, we love your mom.
Yeah, we
I
love Carol.
I love Carol. She's one of my favorite human beings. Like having visited you guys now the last 2 summers and staying with you, well, staying
Favorite.
with your parents, it's been
Yeah,
it's like some of the best times. Like, and I'm not just saying this to like blow smoke or whatever. Like, and you know this. Like, I don't have to say this, but I genuinely enjoy being with the Feinsteins. You guys are such a
my parents
great group.
literally are in love with you. You literally are the second son they never had.
Oh, I at your brother's wedding, my favorite was literally me and Tyler were being introduced as her like bonus sons. It was so cute. I was like loving
So
it. I
cute.
know.
They love you guys so much.
Just to be around people that genuinely care and love each other, and it's just I love it. Like that's why I'm like, yes, I'll absolutely. The fact that I might have to cut this, but the fact that got bumped.
Yeah.
That is that's just I won't put that
Oh
in, but
my
that is so
god.
funny.
I know. And my mom was like literally so ecstatic about that decision too. Like she
Oh
was like,
yeah.
I really made the right decision there.
Oh, hey, I love that. That's so nice to hear. Ugh, I love your family. They're like the best.
Yeah, well, you guys are family, so
I know, I know, I know, and it's extended. Sardinia 2026, it's happening.
I'm literally so excited. My mom is excited about that. Like, we were talking to the girl that we were working with because we have someone that we work with there, and we're like, so like, what's your favorite place to vacation while you're here? Because she's like, I've literally been everywhere, and she was talking about Sardinia, and I was like, we're like, oh, we can't wait. We literally have a trip lined up. We're doing our family vacay 2026.
And all
So
because
excited.
of that dinner we had. Like the four of us, we went out for food and we just I think like we talked about
Yeah,
going and then I don't know if I was the one that said it or it was just like
I think you
Sardinia
did.
came,
I think it was.
yeah, Sardinia came up and then now it's like we're just it's happening. That's
It's so exciting.
manifester. I'm a manifester.
Yes, yes, literally. Oh my god, I love Italy, and I haven't seen like I've only really seen Florence. Like I've been there so many times at this point, and I haven't got to see much. Like I went to Rome for one day, which was also amazing. I thought it
Mhm.
was such a beautiful city, but I haven't really got to experience Italy that much. So I'm really looking forward to doing something exploring.
It's so nice. I love it. I haven't been, the last time I've been was 2018, so it's been like a minute.
Wow, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
long time. What part is your family from?
So we're from Campania region, so it's like near Naples. So
Oh, okay,
we're, I want to say like a couple hours, not even away from there. Um, and it's like up in the hills. It's a nice
yeah,
area. It's just like very remote. It's not connected to
yeah. They
anything.
have a lot of very remote like towns there. They're so small.
It's so small and like it's like a couple thousand, and no one's staying there. Like it's not like it's like a super
Yeah,
populated area, but no, I'd be so excited to do that. I think that a nice little Europe trip. We're going this
yeah.
year to Spain
Ooh,
for a
I
wedding.
would.
Do you remember my friend V? I worked
Sounds
with her at the
familiar.
agency. She's like shorter, long hair from Montreal.
I don't know.
We for sure have all partied together at the at the condo.
Sounds about right.
Oh my god! Anytime I think about the condo, like
We had
back
some
in the,
fun times at the condo.
oh my god, some shit crazy nights. But
And
hey,
also lots of really good cooked meals by you.
oh, go on, go on.
Like you were the best chef ever, to be honest. I
I
sit there
know.
pretty princess while you cook for me.
That's all I wanted. That's usually anybody who comes over and I make food, that's usually the case. I'm like, "Oh, can I help?" I'm like, "Just sit there and hang out with me and I'll do everything." Oh my god. So I want to ask, because we talk about like trends and what's going on. What are you seeing for next year? Like I'm genuinely curious.
For fall, lots of chunky like knit sweaters, really warm. We're still seeing lots of leopard.
Mhm.
Love the leopard.
Yes.
This lots of chunky knit sweaters though. So we have lots of amazing ones in the collection that are doing really well. And lots of like the long silk viscose skirts are still very in. And for next spring, we're really just starting. So I just am starting to get into 2026. We're seeing lots of lace and more back of like the pastel colors, which we're loving. And yeah, I haven't done too much yet. I'm just starting to do my second half of my trend
Mhm.
research for our next trip in April. That's when that'll be our next big one. So I'm
That's so
excited to see.
exciting.
Yeah,
I love it. Like
yeah.
I love the creation process. Like even doing this podcast, like talking to people, starting to get like I literally just this before I got hopped on with you, I got the first draft from a friend of mine who's going to be on as well, but he's a producer, and so he's doing the music for me, and just getting
Amazing.
the first draft of like the theme music for the podcast, and like just seeing it all coming together. It's like it's very exciting to create. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine creating a clothing line. Like,
Yeah, it's super exciting, and it's just I love that it's like your vision really coming to life,
mhm,
and that people are going to be wearing it, which is
yeah.
really cool. So I'm excited to like launch our own B2C website as well, which will be hopefully up in the next month or so. Then that way, yeah, I'm going to be seeing it on my end as well instead of just hearing what the stores are saying. I get to see it more so directly as well, which would be really cool.
So how do you go about shopping the collection? Like, what's the process like? Because right now, but you're not necessarily, like you said, B2C, but what is the process of having the
Yep.
line, having the clothing, and then shopping it around?
So right now, because we have a sales agency as well, thankfully we already have a built-in customer base, which is really helpful. So for most of those lines, we represent Western Canada. So for Jessica Laura, obviously, we have all of Canada and the world, but which hopefully will be global soon.
Yes.
Right now, we really are working on Western Canada, where we have a built customer base. So right now, from starting in January till about March, they have shows that are throughout Western Canada that we will be going to, where all of the retailers will come to us. We also go on the road as well, visiting retailers and setting up in hotels. So gives everyone to come in and place their orders, which will ship in July to September for their fall season. So they are, yeah, we're working on that right now. I'm heading to Edmonton on Friday for the next show that we're doing.
Hmm.
And yeah, we'll be doing that.
What about like manufacturing or like production? Like, what does that look
All
like?
the
Because
production is done in Italy. So it usually takes about 3 to 6 weeks to make an item
Mhm.
and get it shipped here. So it's actually a pretty quick process to get things made. The turnaround time is very quick. So we'll be placing out everything at the end of April for our fall, and we'll have that all by June, and then that'll ship July and be in
That's
stores.
amazing. And so, who are you able to talk about like who you're shopping this to?
Yeah, they're all independent retailers throughout Western Canada. That's our current customer base right now. We're looking to expand. We're looking for an East Coast sales rep, so that will hit more of the East Coast because since we're based out here, we on the West Coast.
Hmm.
We don't know as many stores out there have access to that, so we're looking for an agent that'll be representation for the East Coast, and then
Hmm.
expand into the states. I mean, with the dollar right now, who knows what's happening with the states and all the taxes and stuff. Also, so
Uh-huh.
if you just stay with that, but then hopefully expand globally.
Like just talking now, I see so many good things for you. It's very exciting just to
It
be
is
on the precipice
exciting.
of it.
Yeah, we're just starting out. So I mean, it's been a really great start so far. So I'm just excited to see how much more it grows and as we get better.
That's the thing though, right? Like when you're starting something new and you've been doing it already for so long, but coming out new, you look like you've been doing it forever.
We also have like an amazing photographer who has been so helpful at this starting this brand. He loves to work with small businesses and people that are starting out. And his name is Alex, and he actually shoots for Arc'teryx and
Oh,
does
like
all
the
their
brand.
camp. Yeah, the brand with them. And so Sarah linked up with, reached out to him and got it started. And he's been doing every single one of our shoots, and he's absolutely amazing. Shout out
Hmm.
Alex Weber Photography. But yeah, he's without him, I don't even know if we'd be at this point with all of our marketing and photos and our photo shoots and everything. He's really, really amazing.
I can second that because seeing everything coming out, especially because you just started the Instagram with like 6 months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, and I haven't even posted that much of it yet because a lot of it is stuff that is coming out, and
Yeah.
so we're done showing it in these markets, then I can start posting it. But
Hmm.
I haven't even shown it all yet. But there's so much good content, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
It was funny when we were visiting you guys in September, and you were all. I think it was we were. You
Okay, we were
had
getting ready to do a shoot, I think.
you were about to do a shoot, and you did the shoot while we were there,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the all of the notes, and then Sarah was like, "Oh, let's like." What is your opinion on this? And we're like looking at like the models and all the outfits of this. And I was like, this is I love that I'm getting like a behind the scenes of the process.
Yeah, that's the fun part is getting to do all that, like picking your models and really seeing like the vision come to life.
Hmm.
It was really fun.
And so, like, where not to be like cheese, because this is a cheesy question, but if you were to get to a certain point that you're like, I'm doing the damn thing, what would it be like for you to say like, oh, I'm here, I've done it, I'm doing the thing.
I think really maybe just getting into some big retailers and like seeing your stuff going viral or you have an it item and that's just really trends and blows you up. Like I think that would be really cool to have something like that and just to see and also just seeing your stuff in store,
Hmm.
maybe even in a magazine like one day because I think our campaigns are like really great. I could see it in a magazine. I think that would be really cool, and just to have like a recognized name that people, if you said Jessica Laura, someone would like know what that is.
And like Jessica
Yeah.
Laura, it's your name, right?
That's my name, yeah, my first and middle name.
I love it. How did you end up deciding to use your name?
Honestly, it was Sarah that said it. I was coming trying like looking up, trying to come up with all sorts of names, like typing in like in ChatGPT different names, like
Mhm.
what they are in Italian, and just trying to like come up with something like that sounded really nice. And then Sarah was like, "What about like just Jessica Laura?" Like, I was like, "You know what? That actually does sound like a good name."
Ah,
So that's really how it came about with Sarah.
you know what's so funny? You know how I've said 100 times, like the Petrucci's, there are so many parallels with the Feinsteins. So
Yeah.
Sarah and I are both the oldest, and knowing this story, and the first episode of this podcast is my sister. So talking to her about her new business, she's an osteo, and like so both of us have helped our younger sisters come up with the name for their business.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
So like
The creatives.
it's another, well, yeah, we both work in branding too, right? So but it's
Yeah.
I love it. That's so fun.
I
And then once again,
know.
it's like another
It's funny because
level.
our families are just so similar, like, in so many ways.
We need to do like a hangout where all 10 of us are together.
Yeah, literally, because it's so insane. Do, like, a little reunion, but even though they haven't even met yet.
No, it's like I feel like even though like we're not like it'd be like, oh, our parents are meeting like for a couple, but like the children are doing
Yeah.
like,
So funny.
this being your first podcast, like how did you feel when I asked you like, hey, do you want to do this?
Honestly, I was a little bit nervous about it because, like, I'm just a quiet person in general. I'm more of like a listener than
Hmm.
a talker, so I was definitely a bit nervous. But I was like, you know what? It's a friend, so it's like it's easier to have a conversation
Yes. Yeah.
with someone that you're friends with. And yeah, I just love you so much. And obviously, with anything that you're doing, I support. So I'm
Of
just happy to be
course.
here for you
I know.
as
But
well.
I appreciate that so much, but to me it's like the goal of this whole thing was I was looking at like I've been thinking about doing it for a while, so I was like I want to do it. I love talking to people. You know,
Yeah, like
I
this
can't
is so you. This is such a you thing, and I love it for you.
I can't shut the fuck up. So
That's great.
and so I was like, I had a list like of who I wanted to reach out to, and you were one of like the first 20 that I had put down.
Oh,
Be like, okay, Jess is starting this well, not starting, you've started, but has this new venture. We have talked about it in person, but I'm like, I would love to dig into that whole world because I know nothing about the fashion industry, and to see you, because like you said, like you talked about going through school and like it wasn't something that you connected with, and to see you as somebody who's known you now for a long time, to see you connecting with this thing, it's like it's brought out a different energy in you that I acknowledge, and I'm like, wow, Jess is aligned to where she's meant to be. Like there's like a different energy to you, and it's worth saying.
oh, that's so sweet. I love that.
But it's true, like, and it's just you're really like doing what is lighting you up.
Yeah, there's definitely a long period there where I was like, "What the f am I gonna do?" Like,
Mhm.
I that's why I did not go to school right after high school because I was like, "I don't wanna go and waste some more money because
No.
I literally have no idea what I wanna do at this point." So,
Mhm.
it just took some time, and of course, unfortunately, I picked a very expensive school to go to, and during a recession, like, the worst time ever.
But it worked out in the
It
end.
helped out get me where I am now.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I feel I say this all the time, but, like, with as creatives, whatever industry you're in, whatever work you're doing, we have these things that light us up, this passion, this talent, whatever, but it's like, how do we apply it to something that is, because we live in a world where you have to support yourself. If you're gonna be
Yeah,
going off on your own, like, you need to be able to work and make money and pay your bills. And it's like, how do we do this thing, like, not exploit, but, like, exploit this talent that we have to capitalize on it and make money. And so, you know,
totally.
and you're doing beautiful work.
I need to get better at, like, the social media part, and, like, I find that being able to, like, put yourself out there and not seem
Mm,
weird or cringy, like, I need to kinda get past that part. I'm having a little bit of a struggle with that because
mhm.
I'm, like, an introvert. I'm shy, so I find that to be a bit of a struggle, so Try to
it's
get
hard
better
for
at
me.
that.
I
Yeah.
find it difficult, and I am an extrovert. Like I doing this, I'm like, oh, this is easy for me because I can talk to people, and it does the
Yeah.
trick. It does the thing that I want it to do, which is, I can talk about my work and talk about other people's work and be able to showcase or put out content that is something that isn't forced.
Yeah.
Because like even like I'm sure you saw like I posted a few YouTube videos before Christmas, like just to test the waters. This is how you design this or this.
I think that's great though.
I know, but it just felt so like like I was giving
I
myself
think you
the
know what's
ick.
even better is you turn those into, TikTok clips.
Girl, I know. I listen. These
Because
these are
that is the thing you gotta be on.
these are
Like
these are gonna go on TikTok. I am gonna put
yeah,
these
I
this
feel
on
like that
TikTok.
TikTok is a great, like, platform, and I've just I've started to play around with posting a little bit, but the
Hmm.
views and stuff you get on there, it's a lot I found it a lot easier than Instagram to get, like, exposure,
Yes.
and those yeah, it's wild, though, the way that some things just break off and go viral, and it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Listen, everyone has a fucking podcast these days. Like I'm not trying
Yeah.
I know I'm not special, but I think it's interesting where people connect to this kind of thing where
Yeah.
I love podcasts for that reason. It's like I don't necessarily listen for information.
Yeah.
Like I like
Same.
I do I will through osmosis like hear stuff, but I like to learn through like people's lived experiences. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's all about the person, like, directing the conversation and their personality. You attach to that person as a whole, so it doesn't even necessarily matter who the guest is, you just are like it because of who the main host is.
Let's hope. I don't
I
know.
mean, and you're really likable, so
I'm sure I'm gonna get hate. Like it's just the world we live in. Like
everyone gets hate, though. It's
I
just,
know.
learning to ignore it and
Hey, if the engagement's there, I don't care.
it's yeah, you're still getting the engagement. Obviously, they're still watching you, right? So
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so true. Yeah, but it's
they
true.
hate
Like
you, but they still watch it. So
they love to hate me.
exactly, haters.
But going back to what you were saying, I think putting ourselves out there, especially as the face of our company, you and I both have businesses with our names in
Yeah.
the title. Like
Yeah.
it's a little bit more than just here's this business I run or that I'm operating. It's like I am kind of like woven into the literal
Yeah.
brand of the business. And I've had this conversation where it kind of blurs the line because it's like it is a separate entity, but it's also very much a part of us.
Yeah, and people like having, like, the real life mixed in with the business too.
Hmm.
So it's you're trying to figure out that line too of what's appropriate to be putting on there without it, like, making blurring it too much and maybe making it a little messy, so but I just need to start filming, at least try it, get it in the drafts at least before
So obviously like showcasing the models and the clothing, but like are you filming anything when you're going to Italy, when you're like are you
Yeah, I've started to film, like, pieces I think, like, the parts that people might find interesting is, like, a day in the life and, like, walking you through exactly what my day really looks like, and
Mhm,
I've started to, like, take some content when I'm on photo shoots, so walking through a day in the photo shoot, how the selects are going, working with models.
mhm.
I think that kind of stuff people would find interesting.
The
Yeah,
process.
and then I need to do, like, styling with outfits and stuff and showing people different ways to wear the clothes, so I just need to, really start doing it instead of just thinking about it, and just even if it is cringy, just get past that, or I may think it's cringy, but it's might not be, so
I
it's
agree
just getting
100%.
past your own fears of that.
That's I said to myself going into this year, I'm like, I don't want to be afraid to put myself out there. I want to
Yeah,
just do the thing. Like I've been this idea or this want to do this has been in my head for 3 4 years, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Like I don't know what it's gonna look
yeah.
like. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Like every detail, but I'll figure it out as I go. I've done. I've It's not that hard. People do it, so I can figure it out.
Yeah, that's part just doing it, like, it's because yeah, I've thought about it so many times that I wanna do it, but it's just so much it's like, what is everyone else gonna think? And it's like, no, it doesn't matter what everyone else thinks, you just need to get past that, like, people probably actually don't even really care.
They don't
So,
care.
like, getting past that yourself. That is my goal for this year too, is to just stop worrying about what everyone thinks so much and just do the thing that's going to help grow your business. And
Mhm.
that's what it's about.
What makes me feel better about me moving forward, and I can parlay this to you as well. Look at the shit that people post,
Yeah.
and they're getting like insane views. These people are posting
Yeah,
the dumbest. If they
literally.
can, their whole platform is like, I literally saw there's this an Instagram where I what is the it's like shrieking something, and it's this person, and it's just the same video every day of someone screaming, and this like
What?
moaning scream, and that's just the whole platform is just like screaming moans, and I'm like,
Oh my
and there's
god.
like thousands of views. I'm like, okay, so if this is content, I can put my
Yeah,
shit out there and
exactly.
not worry that I'm gonna get judged.
Exactly. Yeah, so many people do anything on there, so I shouldn't feel embarrassed.
No, and the thing is, you're doing something that is like so connected to you, right?
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about the brand itself. So like, how was that process? Like, did you work on it with Sarah, I'm assuming?
Yeah, Sarah has helped us through it. We originally started because after COVID happened, there was a line from the States that we wanted distribution in Canada, and it was kind of brought to us. I didn't have a job at the time. My parents were like, is this something you'd be interested in? And I said, sure, yeah, let's do it. And so we started bringing this line in from the States and selling it to all of our customers. We were doing all the warehousing, shipping, everything for it. And then after a couple of years, she kind of decided that she wanted to pull out and do everything herself. So we were kind of like, okay, well, we need to replace this. So why
Mhm.
we've been doing this for so long at this point, why don't we give it a try ourselves? And me and my mom have kind of we work on everything together, and yeah, it's been really great. And that's how we the two of us got really started doing it. My dad is the back man, does all the logistics, pricing, and all that stuff.
Joey.
Yeah, and then me and my mom really go through creating each collection ourselves, and we really have tried to make it that there's mini collections within the collection. Everything you can create an outfit within the collection instead of just having to buy like singles and then you can
Pieces.
pick something from another line. You're able to match it with something everywhere throughout the line.
And so
Very shoppable.
when are you anticipating the website being live?
Well, we do have a website up right now. It's more of a landing page. You can kind of get an idea of the site. We on our Instagrams on there and the list of all of our current retailers. And I'm hoping that to have the spring ready to go by the end of March, that'll be available to shop.
Oh, so that's perfect because this episode will come out at like near the end of April.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah. Where
It should
where
be
is
live
it?
by then.
By now.
But yeah, exactly.
Where
Yeah,
can
so
people
that's
find it?
www.jessicalora.ca. And find us on our socials at Jessica Laura the Label, both on TikTok and Instagram.
Oh God, the TikTok game.
I know the TikTok thing. I really need to step up the game. I haven't posted too much on there yet, but I need to step it up. But we had someone at our taking content for us at our photo shoot. So
Mhm.
luckily, I have lots to work with over the next period of time to help host stuff like that too.
That's good. Eventually, you're probably gonna get just like a social media manager or somebody to do it.
I mean, yeah, because right now it's really mostly a one woman show. Well, two. Me and my mom do all the designing of the clothing, and then
Mhm.
she's out on the road selling, and I'm doing all the shipping,
Mhm.
quality control, payment, everything.
The thing that's nice with you, and I'm sure that you feel this, is that the fact that you have multiple people that
Yeah,
are all there's like a team. You have a team to approach this in a way that is okay. I have my roles, you have your roles, and
yeah,
it kind of can run. You can expand that way a bit more because you have support.
yeah. I definitely think we'll need like the social media person though, because everything is it revolves around social media right
Hmm.
now. So, and I don't. It's like you have to find a lot of time to do that. Everything takes so much time that I need to be posting like every day. So
It's so crazy. I will say
it's crazy.
it's so crazy. Like, and I think about right now I'm batching episodes because I'm new. I'm like I want to make sure that I have
I
like
think That's a smart thing to do, though.
Yeah, because I don't want to be editing week to week. Like I want to make sure that I
Yeah.
have it well in advance. I think about, okay, I'm gonna have to create reels and like
Yeah.
obviously TikToks will be the same. I'm doing the video editing for YouTube. I'm doing the audio editing. I'm doing social media posts and so to me,
That's a
I'm
lot.
it's so much. And I have a like I work full time. Like I have
And you
my
yeah, like, and you also have a full-time job.
I work like I do in creative and so but the goal is and going back to you, I want to tie this in is that to promote ourselves, like we have to be the ones to put our faces in front of people to say, hey, I'm here in the like cacophony of voices online because there's so much noise, but
So much.
it's so much, but it's, we're the ones that are, we have to be our own advocates because no one's going to come and do it for us. Eventually, once you have the budget,
Yeah, I go once you have that.
and you could
We're
throw
not there
dollars
quite
at it. Yeah,
yet.
no, me neither. So that's why I'm like, you talked about a one woman show. I'm a one woman show.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, you know exactly what it's like, and
hmm
everything like to get do all the ads and all that stuff. Everything adds up so fast. It's
hmm
really a lot when you're just starting, trying to figure out how to do it all.
But at the end of the day, I do have more than enough faith in you. I think you're showing so much grit and tenacity. You're like really hitting the ground running, and the traveling alone is a
Yeah,
lot.
traveling a lot. I would find it very, very hard to get into any sort of routine because I'm basically gone at least a 1 week out of the month. So, and then it's always ever changing.
How are
So
you managing
definitely,
that?
I'm my sleep schedule sometimes is a little
hmm
difficult to manage, but I do enjoy it. I because it's I mean I love getting to travel, but it is hard to have a routine. Will say that. So it can be difficult to manage, and still making sure you have like a little bit of a social life and getting to see your friends. Still,
hmm
sometimes I find that slips a little bit, but I right now I feel like it's the being starting the business is the most important thing. So whether why you when you lose some of that right now, eventually you'll get it back. But right now, it's the most important thing. So
I'm with you on that. You want to make sure
yeah,
that you're doing things right and you're putting in the energy and
yeah,
the
it's the
effort.
little sacrifices for something the greater picture.
But it doesn't. It's a sacrifice, but it doesn't really feel like it because it's for you.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know,
yeah, and that's what you got to do to grow it, right?
100%. My dad always say, like growing up, my dad would always say, you see, you haven't met my dad, have you?
No, I haven't,
Oh
but
my
I would love
god,
to.
character. But he'd always say like, nobody's gonna care about your business the way you do, and
Exactly.
hiring people, Gio, you got to be careful and this and that because my parents have their own business, and so seeing
Yeah,
them and it's same with
it's
you.
so
Once again,
true.
another parallel to our
Yeah.
families. But it's so true, and you're like, no one is gonna care as much as you do,
No,
and
and
put
there's always going to be another function. There'll always be another event. So it's like, you do have, sometimes you're just going to miss out, and that's okay.
it's okay, it's fine, and honestly, I don't mind, especially
Yeah.
post COVID. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I'd rather
Oh,
just.
literally. Going the last time I was like gone out.
You could not be me. I now the idea. I'm like, oh, why did I
Yeah.
even book dinner? Like, I
Yeah,
booked a
I
dinner,
know.
and I don't even want to do that.
I know. I'm the same way. It's like at the last minute, you're like, I'd rather just order in.
Yeah, girl, same. So I
Yeah.
wanna. So I've been asking every one of my guests at the end of each episode, and you can take this in any direction, whether it's personal or professional. But I want to know what is the most on-brand thing that you've ever done.
I mean, I really take my vacation time seriously, and my work vacation, my work holiday is mostly vacation holiday. Like, I will do my 1 hour in the morning of work, and for my 6 hours of tanning the rest of the day, and that everyone else is at their computers all day, really like working hard. I'm up working at from like all because I get up so early. I'll work like
Mm-hmm.
6 to 7:30, and then I'm out for the rest of the day while everyone else is slaving away at their computers.
I love it. You're creating a space for yourself in a real way.
Yeah, like I really believe in the work life balance, and
hmm
I will ride that hard.
Good, and that's good. That's how you're gonna last longer.
Like I take my rest very seriously.
I love that. I've been asking. So every interview I've done so far, literally your response or your reaction has been exactly the same across the board. Everyone's like, I don't know how to answer that. And then I'm
Yeah,
like, don't
I
worry. I'm
don't
like,
know.
I'll cut out the pauses. Like I'll make it sound like you had that ready to go. The
Yeah,
beauty of
that's a
editing.
difficult question. What's yours?
Honestly, I think it's just how I live my life. Like I'm textbook Gemini. Like I'm very like up and down. I'm the hot cold. Like I that is how I live my life. I think that my whole existence is on brand.
Okay.
Also, I think I will
I'm definitely a
say
textbook Cancer. I'm a very emotional bitch.
emo- an emotional lady. I think for me a big if I also to say like I think as it and I don't want to say my whole identity is wrapped up in being a Gemini, but like it really I connect to it so much because Geminis are communicative, they're creative. Like my whole platform is on communication, whether it's visual
Yeah.
communication, now this, like I'm very good at talking. I love to be around people. Like I'm very much a textbook Gemini. Even I even have the speech bubble is in my logo. Like, come on. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Thank you so much for doing this. This has been so
No,
nice.
absolutely. It's been so nice. So nice to
I
see your face.
it's you too. I know we'll have to like when we have pauses in life, we'll have to like FaceTime more often, even if it's like 20
Yes,
minutes. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy.
absolutely.
I'll just be calling you
Yeah.
out of the blue.
Yes, I love that. I'll do the same.
Please, I would love that. That'd be really nice. So, if people
Absolutely.
are looking to find you online, connect with you, like where can they find you?
On Instagram and TikTok at Jessica Laura the Label. And we can find us on our website at www.jessicalaura.ca.
And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find the podcast on Instagram, we're on TikTok, YouTube. Leave a comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. I'm still new, so I would love the support. And if you have any inquiries about creative, you can reach out to me at geographic.com. Bye.